Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. And yeah, we are back again with another. For some reason, we're talking about goalkeepers again. I say for some reason, but West Ham are doing a madness when it comes to goalkeepers. For me, I don't think goalkeepers should be talked about this much. I'm gonna be so real. They're not that not as in like they're not important on the pitch, but they're not important as people. But now talking about goalkeepers for this long is crazy. I can't lie. But to be fair, some other news has come out. Obviously, we was very sure that West Ham were pretty much going to get this John Victor dude. But for some reason, West Ham are now talking to Bearman. They're talking to Bearman. So for some reason, West Ham are still trying to make a final push for Hermansen. Because it's the recruitment team that want him. And the recruitment team haven't got anything they've wanted, really, apart from Malik Diouf. So basically what has happened and what has been reported by ex-West Ham employees that we still want to make a final push. So there is no decoy here. We've got two main targets, apparently. It was thought there was still hope in West Ham making a final push for Hermansen of Leicester City, and new talks have seen the clubs get closer in valuations. The recruitment team wanted one more try to see if a deal can be done. Now, this was also reported at 7 p.m. yesterday, UK time. So, well, reposted by one of the accounts as well. So, this should be interesting to see whether we can get this done or not. Now, for me, I still personally think John Victor will get done as Sullivan has the final say. Sullivan will make the final decision. And we can get a guy for 10 million rather than 25 million or 35 million, however Hermansen will cost. But for me, we should be getting this done. We should be getting this done because if we got Hermansen and a goalkeeper, Jesus Christ, and a midfielder of note, like when I'm talking midfielder, I'm talking number 8. If we got a number 8, then cool. I won't complain as much. The reason why I won't complain as much as well is because we are in need of a number 8. Now, we have to sell players probably to get a midfielder first, especially in a number 8 position, because we've got so many players in that position, but none of them are good enough. None of them are good enough. So I'm interested to know what the strategy is. I'm going to be so real. Like, with Mads Hermansen from Leicester, Leicester apparently need to sell. And I'm pretty sure Leicester were already planning to sell a couple players when they got relegated so they can reinvest into their squad. Apparently, they haven't really signed many players. They've only signed Asmir Begovic. And funny enough, the championship starts this weekend. So it's not been the greatest time for them at this current moment in time. But I guess they were relying on this sale because Fatawi's coming back. So I guess they can keep him for another season to like guarantee promotion because Fatawi and Mavadidi in the previous time they were in the championship destroyed the championship into pieces. And even though their squad isn't great, their squad's more than good enough to win the championship. I'm pretty sure they've got other goalkeepers like Iverson or whoever. I don't remember who else is there. That was starting net for them in the championship. Obviously, Hermansen did start the previous pre-season game. I'm sure he was expecting a move as well. I am very surprised that Newcastle didn't go in for him, as they needed a proper goalkeeper to replace Nick Pope, I guess, or to be an upgrade on what they have. But they decided to get Ramsdale for whatever reason. I guess they're going for the cheap option as well. Man United need a goalkeeper. I think Hermansen would do well for Man United. He's better than Nana. So I think in terms of distribution, I know he hasn't been as great recently, but we're getting someone who's more of a specialty in what we need than John Victor. Obviously, the recruitment team wanted, but also the goalkeeper coach, Ankergren, was obviously at Brøndby. I think it was it Brøndby or some shit? It was one of the previous Swedish teams. So he was the one that actually developed him. So in terms of like in-house signings, this seems to be one of the better in-house signings that we could make. But another twist has been added onto this as well, and this is also something to do with Leicester City because apparently we're trying, like, for some reason this summer we have a very good relationship with Leicester City. So according to Ben Jacobs, apparently, so this is the only reason why I am reporting a report by Ben Jacobs because this has been confirmed by ex-West Ham employee. Because Ben Jacobs half the time take it with a pinch of salt, because he gets either things really right or really wrong. West Ham and Spurs have both considered approaching Leicester City for midfielder Bilal El Khannous. It is a relatively easy deal as a 21-year-old has a release clause worth 26 million. Now, in my opinion, I think he's worth that. My only thing is with El Khannous is, yes, we need also someone that can play like second striker, number 10 type player. He'd be a good replacement for Khannous, in my opinion. But what I will say is I think we're in need of a number 8 a bit more. Not in terms of numbers, but in terms of quality, because the number 8 quality that we have right now is actually less than the number 10 quality we have. Like George Urphy is a good backup option to Paquetá right now. Unless Paquetá is going to be the permanent number 8 to play deeper, we play El Khannous in front, which I doubt is going to happen. Then I hear it because that will make us really good in possession. I think El Khannous is good enough to start, to be honest with you. If we move Paquetá deep and put El Khannous in front, that would be my midfield. Potts, Paquetá, El Khannous, the 3 midfield just in behind the 2 striker sort of thing that we play. I would just prefer it. Because there's more goals in the team, there's more attacking intent, and we have Paquetá playing a bit deeper who can really do well in possession and stuff. So for me, I think a number 8 is more needed. Am I going to say no to El Khannous? No, but I have a feeling that if we do sign El Khannous, it means we won't get a number 8. Because, for example, get a goalkeeper number 8. Like, I'm not going to be happy like having Kyle Walker-Peters, Callum Wilson, Mads Hermansen, or John Victor, whoever, Malik Diouf, and then a number 8. Let's say that's still not a good transfer window. It's not a good transfer window, but it's what we can get with David Sullivan right now. It's not terrible, but I'm still going to rank it very low because I wanted many more positions. I believe that West Ham needed 11 players, and I maintain that. I maintain my opinion on that. Do I think we needed 11 players to survive? No, I don't. I think get Hermansen in, we don't get relegated, and if you get number 8, then cool, we could finish 10th. We can finish 10th if we're lucky. But am I going to be happy if West Ham finish 10th? No, I do not care. I do not care if West Ham finish 10th, which is why I don't care about this season. I watch football with my eyes, and I can tell that West Ham aren't good enough to do anything of note this season. Should West Ham be trying to go for Europe and win a FA Cup / Carabao Cup, that should be the target. If we don't get that, then cool. I'm going to be frustrated. And it's not even just about getting that. It's about having the intent to go for it, because we've never had any intent to be ambitious. Apart from that small raid under David Moyes, which we had a small squad. We actually could have done even more. But we failed to capitalise upon that, which is what separates you from the Aston Villas and Newcastles. Yes, Newcastle are having a bad time right now, but they finished in the Champions League twice and won a trophy, which means you can do both, by the way. You can do both. We'll see how Crystal Palace get on with Europe. Nottingham Forest will probably fall off. Aston Villa, even though they're going through financial troubles, they've got a great coach with a good relation to their players, and they've still recruited very well. I would still rather be in Aston Villa's position right now. And it proves that you can do both, but West Ham decide, you can only do one or the other. You can't do both if you're asking too much. And I think last season exposed that you can do both. But West Ham don't want to do both. West Ham like to have a ownership where it's pretty much a dictatorship, but also the manager's just going to go with whatever the owner thinks. So that shit don't even matter. It don't matter. Because as long as the ownership is there, they're going to pick the certain type of characters that are not going to overrule them. Like this ownership would never hire like any form of manager that's going to overrule their decisions. And to be honest with you, especially with managers that will come to West Ham as like the caliber of managers that will come to West Ham, they're never going to have that type of character to overrule them. Like, we're not hiring Conte tomorrow. Like, we're West Ham United. We're not hiring Antonio Conte. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, I think West Ham need to get El Khannous and Hermansen anyway. But if you're going to get them two, you have to get a number 8. El Khannous cannot be the midfield signing because he's not a number 8. El Khannous is not a number 8. He could probably play them, but that means you're going to have to play Paquetá and El Khannous together because Paquetá's not getting benched. And I don't want to see Ward-Prowse starting. I don't. And listen, if we go into the season and Suchek starting instead, then cool. I'm still not going to be exactly pleased, but it's better than having Ward Prowse there. If we had Andy Irving, then I'm actually willing to give him a try. Pause. But other than that, we don't have many options. We don't have many options. Like Potts in a 6 is almost set. Good in the first phase, better than Alvarez, better than Rodriguez, more mobile, more creative when it comes to passing through the lines, always try something new. He's going to have to get used to the Premier League pace. That's the only thing I will say. He's going to have to get used to Premier League pace. Other than that, I think it'll be fun. I think I'm going to give him a bit of time to settle in and stuff. And yeah, then I think we're set for the season. I don't really like the whole back three thing, as I mentioned before. I think there's positives and negatives to it, but I'm mainly not a fan because I feel like we can play with more attacking intent with the same formation in possession. It's just due to personnel reasons for some reason what the manager picks. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me and email for any queries. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.